Hi, I'm Mr. Bush's dog, and he told me that it's time to do some math, so ready for 9.2 worksheet 2. Thanks, Pythagorean. Okay, so let's do some math here. Looks like we've got 2 multiplication problems and 2 division. Remember, we have to flip that second fraction when we do the division, and also any excluded values from the top or the bottom of the one that you flip, you have to include in the excluded values. But anyway, let's do number 1. I'm going to do it right there. Number 1, it's multiplication. That's nice. We don't have to worry about flipping anything. Just factor. Like this one, you can tell is just a common factor. It's only 2 terms, and you can see a 5 goes into both of them. This says 3 terms, and there's no single number that goes into all 3, so we're going to use 2 parentheses. Now when we factor this one, we're going to use 2 sets of parentheses, and this one doesn't have anything to factor out, so it's just going to stay r plus 9. So when we take a 5r out of this, 5r times r is 5r squared, and 5r times 3 is 15r, so that's what it factors into. R is in the beginning, the signs are plus minus, and 2 numbers that multiply to 45 and subtract to 4. Not 1, not 2, 3 times 15, no, 4, no, 5, times 9, yeah, those 2, 9 and 5. 2 numbers that multiply to 35 and add to 12. 35 is 5 times something. Hopefully you know it's 5 times 7. We've got a minus there, and this one has to change with the 7 first and the 5 second. So now we can just cancel what we can. These r minus 5s cancel. The r plus 9 cancels. And that is it. So in the numerator, 5r times r plus 3, and in the denominator, r minus 7. The excluded values, it looks like x cannot be positive 7, positive 5, negative 9. And that's it. So here is the answer for number 1. So number 2, I'll do right there. It is multiplication. That's nice. We don't have to worry about anything. This factors with 2 sets of parentheses. So does that one. This factors, oh, it doesn't factor at all. N plus 9. And this factors with just 1 set of parentheses, because you can see 3 divides into both of those. So if you factor out a 3, you're left with n plus 8. Now let's do this one. We need 2 numbers that multiply to 16 and subtract to 6. So 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and there are the 2 numbers. Okay, so it's n plus biggest one first, n minus the other one. Now this one, we need 2 numbers that multiply to 90 and subtract it to 1. That negative sign drops down, and this one changes. 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30, 4, no, 5, sure, 5 and 18, 6, definitely, 6 and 15, 7, no, 8, no, 9 and 10. And of course, it's 9 and 10. Biggest one first, 10, 9. So cancel what you can, n plus 9, n plus 8, and that's it. So on the top, you're left with n minus 2 and n minus 10. On the bottom, just a 3. And the excluded values for n, negative 9. Since there's no n out here with the 3, there is not a 0 here. Like with this one, R couldn't be, oh, actually, R can be 0 because it's okay to have 0 on the top. But if this were on the bottom, you'd have 0 as an excluded value because it's a plain old letter. This does not have a letter, so it does not have an excluded value of 0. So -9, -8, and that's it. Okay, let's do number 3, and I'll do it right there. We're dividing, so the second one, we have to flip. This one has to flip. So n minus 3 is what we're going to put on the top. And 27 times, or 9 times 3 is 27. So we can take a 9 out of both of these. And you can take one n and divide one n away also. And 9n times 1n is 9n squared. 9n times 3 is 27n. So we have this all good. We have it flipped. Okay, so this n squared minus 25, hopefully you see it as n times n, minus and plus, and 5 times 5. And n squared minus 2n minus 15. N squared minus plus. Two numbers that multiply to 15 and subtract to 2 are 5 and 3. And we can cancel everything we can. So the n minus 3's cancel. The n minus 5's cancel. And that is it. So we're left with n plus 3 over n plus 5. Oh, I didn't need to put that in parentheses. Anyway, the excluded values for n are positive 5, negative 5, 0, and 3. Positive 5, negative 5, 0, and 3. And that's it. I didn't need those parentheses. I don't even know why I put them there. But it doesn't make it wrong. The fourth one, we're going to do that right here. Oh, I didn't put 3 is here. So we're dividing again, so we have to change it to multiplication by flipping the second one. Let me erase some of my arrow, I get a little crazy. This one, k squared plus 2k minus 80, I'm going to put on the top. The k and a k. This plus sign, and then a minus sign. Two numbers that multiply to 80 and subtract to 2 are 10 and 8. This one, k, k. This negative sign drops down, and the second one has to change. Two numbers that multiply to 24 and add to 11. Is that 6? No, 8 and 3. Okay? And this one you don't have to flip. Just take a 2 out, k minus 3. And this factors with 2 sets of parentheses. They're both pluses, so they both drop down. Two numbers that multiply to 50 and add to 15, 10 and 5. Now what cancels? The k plus 10's cancel, k minus 8's cancel, k minus 3's cancel. So the answer is 2 over k plus 5, and that's it. Excluded values, k cannot be negative 10, negative 5, positive 8, positive 3. And that is it for your assignment. Have a great day.